Welcome, family, to the Juicery Podcast. And with us today, we have Dr. Mick Call, naturopath.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
My brother from another.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Mick, you've been in Bermuda for the past 2 weeks, seeing individuals. Tell me what that's been like, and also tell the listeners a bit about yourself.
Well, number one, I feel like this is my home away from home because family here, or all the people that I've run into, act like family. They feel like family. Just like you and I, we connected immediately and felt like family. What I'm here doing is mostly educating. I have 40 years of research in the health field. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I think that the path that I followed over the last 40 years has helped me to gain insights that aren't commonly talked about. I've discovered through my own personal research things that I never hear talked about, even among professionals. And it simplifies a person's understanding to have these insights. What causes the problems, what causes the body to break down and develop disease, what they can do to avoid that. It's not like treatment or prevention. It's actually an understanding of, rather than bandaging the thumb every day and wondering why it just won't heal, we have to stop hitting the thumb with a hammer every day.
Yes.
So the first step in healing is what I share with people is, hey, stop breaking it. And if they don't know how they're breaking it, that's the information that I need to share with them.
I think it's important, even listening and hearing you, how simplistic the information that you share comes across. And I'll, speak specifically from my experience in being with you and then having my results on the screen and being able to see them, and us having a discussion and you relating what's going on in my body to, and I'll make up like how you would fix a car.
Right.
Like a carburetor or intake system, or if the oil's clogged up, and
right.
If you just change the oil, the engine runs fine. For this, and it's the same thing. And I like, and I thoroughly enjoy how simplistic that is, and how you make it so it's a clean and easy way to understand.
Well, it would be good to share that example so that a person can hold that in their mind that we're talking with. We know well enough that if we never change the oil or the filter in a car, by the time the car is 45,000 miles down the road, it's going to be an old, worn-out engine. Well, in human terms, we call that aging. Okay. At the cellular level, we get a brand new body every year. The soft tissue of the entire body is renewed every year, replaced. But why is it that it starts looking older as time goes on? Well, to put it in a lighthearted way, directly, we've got a potato in the exhaust pipe, our filters are clogged up, and our electrical system is shorting out. There's basic, simple comparisons that we've got to take care of with the body, like what adult over 50 years of age isn't constipated? How many times have they cleared the filtering system, the liver, the gallbladder? Gallbladder is basically just the trash can of the liver, and the trash can is full of the real cholesterol substance that causes our problems by the time we're 20 years of age. Most of us have a big glob of oxidized arterial plaque in that gallbladder. Well, of course that's going to back the liver up and make the liver overwhelmed and incapable of keeping the blood clean enough. And it just cascades from there to create other problems, all preventable. I guess, we were talking a little bit beforehand, and I got to thinking, what is the real goal here? It's to help the individual to understand how these problems develop so that they have a choice. Do I want to eat those things that are going to help create the blockage and the conditions? Or do I want to do like I do with my automobile, maintain it properly and enjoy a higher quality of health? Health used to be kind of, in fact right now in a way, the word health, because it's so misunderstood, seems almost like a bad word. But when you think about, what is health? Health, the word truly defined, describes the integrity of the body. and the body's ability to function properly and normally, it doesn't mean the absence of disease. We're talking about the actual energy levels within the body, the integrity of the tissue, and the body's ability to normalize all function. So it's a different way of looking at all of it. I guess that's the main thing that I'm going to keep coming back to, is the insights that I've gained through the years allows me to simplify for an individual what's really going on in their body and what they can do to take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Now, based on the time that you've been here, what are some of have there been some commonalities between the individuals?
Definitely. The main thing is you're eating real food here, and it makes beautiful red blood cells. So that's really good, because I get to see some of the strongest red blood cells here, because you don't have junk food merchants on every corner.
This is correct.
You eat real food, like you're providing actual juice from the great vegetables, which is our main food. Another thing is I'm not seeing toxic metals here. Every time I see
That's interesting.
a lot of toxic metals, I ask them, was it from England or from America you got these metals? Because you don't have them here. You're not exposed to so much toxic waste. You're showering in rainwater. It's a more natural way of life. It's fantastic. And so everybody seems to be fueling the body correctly. In fact, I find that there's 3 areas of understanding that I need to share with everyone. There's the fueling, which you guys pretty well have that nailed real well. Then there's the clearing of the filtering system and the pathways of elimination.
Fueling means what we're eating.
What we're eating.
Okay.
What you're fueling your body with.
Okay.
That's pretty well handled. It could be tweaked a little bit to create improvements. But the detoxification, not one person that I've talked to that I've asked, have you been doing your gallbladder flushes? It's like, what's a gallbladder flush?
Nick, I tell you, I did this gallbladder flush. And I was thinking about this as well. I mean, I've been in the healthcare system, working as a counselor and working with doctors for over a decade. And I will honestly say a gallbladder flush has never really ever come up. I mean, I've heard, liver, kidney, total body, but that gallbladder hasn't really, it's just sitting in the back, sitting in the back seat. So when you said, do the gallbladder flush, I did it that day, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I did it that day. And so I started it probably about 2. So I saw you earlier. I saw you in the morning. I started it at 2. And then I did the second phase of it, because you have to take the oil, the magnesium.
Yeah, magnesium and then the oil.
Then the oil an hour later. And then the effects started to come through at 4 a.m. The next day.
The effects are your trophies. Your rewards for the effort.
Yeah, we could call it that.
Well, when you stop and think about the fact that, with the automobile, there's just a filter, and you got to take the filter out and replace it. With the liver, you have the gallbladder, which is the trash can of the liver. So if you keep the trash can clear, the liver will happily release itself. But see, when it gets clogged up with the arterial plaque, which is what they would refer to as the bad cholesterol, which is the only part of the cholesterol that causes any trouble, then it forces a backup in the liver. And that's when the liver starts enlarging, becoming what they call a fatty liver. And then the arteries clog up and everything else backs up from there. And so if a person just simply clears that gallbladder consistently, not only will the liver refrain from enlarging and developing liver enzymes and the whole works, but the body is brilliant enough. Now, we're talking about the most brilliant self-repairing mechanism on the planet.
Come on now.
And it will actually reverse the lifetime accumulations of the arterial plaque and all this other waste material. So we get the sewage system working properly. And then the third item is the absolute cause for all of our diseases, and that's what we call the emotional baggage that we carry, which is actually traumatic memories that we carry not only in the DNA, but in our own memory. And that's what inspires us as human beings to be self-destructive.
So can we call that emotion, can we call that thought? Would it be better like thoughts connecting to our emotions?
Thoughts direct the focus of our attention, and the subject matter that we focus on activates our feelings. And feelings is what crystallizes in the body. Our emotions is the power in the body, whether it's joy or fear.
That's so interesting. We can, and my mind is going like 1,000 miles a minute. Because it's like, where do we want to go now? Because it's so powerful.
You think about this, that, as having a spiritual side within us, you could say, as being sons and daughters of God, we're creators. We can't shut that down. But here's the problem. The little house of horrors here, wherever it directs the focus of our attention, that subject matter will either activate fear,
yes,
or joy.
Yes.
And if we allow that focus of our attention to create something out of fear, every time it will oppose us.
Powerful stuff. Very, very powerful stuff. So stay locked in. When we get back, we'll be sharing some wonderful information with you on the Juicery Series podcast.